relationships, trauma, philosophy. Relationships, trauma, philosophy.
Hello and welcome to episode 63
Yep, 63, you got it right. Welcome.
of the Yalla Habibi podcast.
The Yalla Habibi podcast.
Where are we, Scott?
We're in Vietnam.
Why are we here, Scott?
Because we bloody love travelling.
We really do. When did we get here, Scott?
Oh goodness, like 12 hours? No, how long did we get here? 10 hours ago.
No, something in
Pretty much
between
bang
10
on,
and 12
about
hours.
10 hours ago, yeah. 10, 12 hours. Yeah.
So we are very, very tired as we record this, but it's Monday and the episode goes out Tuesday, so record now we must.
Yes, we shall. We shall keep it up.
And also, sorry, I was just going to say that we're in a room that has a significant echo, so you undoubtedly will hear that, but there's nothing I can do about it.
We do apologise to the echo. We try our best to improve our situation and do everything we can in the editing software, but sometimes there are limitations. And when you're travelling, you just got to deal with whatever accommodation you have. And we're here for 2 weeks.
We do, and it's a very nice, it's a nice enough apartment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. It does the job. There were a lot of ants though.
Yeah, there were a lot of ants, and we were missing basically anything to cook with, but they provided.
They've provided that, and we've gently moved the ants.
Persuaded them out of the apartment.
We had a chat, and they've left. So we're all good on that front as well.
Excellent.
So it's actually pretty good. It's accurate. It's accurate to the description.
Yeah, totally.
It's good, and the people here are really nice.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But the level of tired we are facing now, I'm just gonna So when I was Scott was doing some work and I was doing various things in the other room, and I just kind of laid on my belly, sorting something on my laptop, and I felt like, when you're on an aeroplane and you're falling asleep and your head just nods forward, but my eyes were open. I was fully in the focusing on what I was doing, but my body just went dragged me forwards. I was like, no, we're awake. Stay awake.
Yeah, we have to stay awake because we had a 5-hour sleep on the plane and it was two flights.
If that.
Yeah, we had a 6.5. I think we had two 6.5-hour flights. Mm-hmm. The first one we stayed awake. The second one we had about 5 hours sleep, and the night before we got about 5 hours sleep.
I don't think it was even anything like 5 hours sleep because we were awake for the last hour when the pilot came on. It was like, we're going to be landing in 15 minutes, and then we were waiting probably 2 hours for the food to come.
Yeah, maybe so.
So I feel like it was 4 hours anyway.
So there we go. Yeah, over 2 days we've had probably just over 8 hours sleep. And we do like our sleep. We are the kind of people that will take the full 8 hours. We'll even push it to 10 sometimes.
Well, women need more sleep than men, and 10 hours is actually advised for women.
That's what they say.
It is. So I look forward to getting 12 hours in tonight.
Yeah, we do need to get really bloody good sleep. But we've just been trying to push through. I mean, we got here at 8 a.m. or something, and we've just been in the prickling heat, and which we'll get used to. It'll be fine. It's just because we couldn't have a shower. We could only drop off our luggage because we were too early to check in. So, when you come off 14 hours of travel, to not have a shower and then go out in heat for the day is a bit grim. But the people have been lovely. The food's been great. Very vegan friendly already. Well, I'm getting ahead of us, aren't I?
You are jumping straight to the travel segment.
Travel segment. Sorry, I'm going to pull back. We'll keep that for the travel segment. But what's important that we tell them before we carry on with the episode?
What is important that we tell them before we carry on with this?
The most important thing that we always forget to say.
Please subscribe, share, and rate us on Spotify, Apple, etc.
No, you don't have to say the word etc. Just because it says it on the document.
Yes, please do all the things. Engage with our content, not just where you listen to your podcasts, but also on social media. We're on TikTok and YouTube. We haven't done the whole of social media because, well, we like the video based ones, and that's why.
They're not of use to us. You know, I think Twitter is in a weird place at the moment. I think it's been in a weird place for a long time. I don't see much value for us to be there. LinkedIn doesn't really make a great lot of sense, and you know, Instagram could be a good one for us.
Yeah.
But to be honest, we just don't want to add that additional work. But I think, you know, we could contemplate an Instagram, but I think TikTok and YouTube, sort of, from a shorts point of view, that's got it. That's fine. That's good for us.
That works.
But
well, on with the episode.
What are we going to talk about?
Well, I want to ask you, because it's been 2 months now since you left your job to live your best life, traveling the world. What's it like?
What's it like?
Post resignation, how would you feel?
Good question. A lot less stressed, and a lot damn happier.
Oh.
And that's just the God honest truth. I am a lot less stressed. My blood pressure's down. True. And I'm just happier. I feel better in myself. And that's just an honest fact, which is crazy to think, right? Because you have to sort of keep yourself afloat financially. But it's just horrible to think that thing that does that makes you super stressed and not happy. And again, the company, the people were amazing. Nothing wrong with them. It's just the job I was doing. It's just, I'm not passionate about it anymore. I'm not passionate about being in marketing as much anymore. And I'm mostly not passionate about being on my laptop 8 hours a day. Really, 10 to 12 hours a day. So, it's been incredible to get away from that. Camping lots, seeing lots and lots of friends. Camping's been the best part. Celebrating birthdays, weddings. I've been bloody active, which is interesting. It's funny because I always planned the first 3 months of my resignation, I will just chill. Like, I'm not going to search for a job. I'm not going to try create any financial income. I'm just fucking chilling. I'm just going to enjoy my life. I'm going to run more. I'm going to see people. That's it. And for the first week, I did that because I envisioned chill as just like Netflix, chill. So I did that for a week. And the first 4 days were brilliant. But then the 5th and the 6th and the 7th were just progressively more boring until it's like, I can't do this for 3 months. I need to do something. So I flipped it and said, right, what I'm going to do is I'm still going to, enjoy myself, be in the moment more, but I'm just going to be me more and be more active. So I'll just run more. I go see people. I love to be social. I've been wanting to do more solo camping more. So I've done way more of that. I've probably done about a week's worth of camping just in the last month. Just a lot of socializing, more running. It's just been amazing. It's just been really, really nice. And I don't want it to end. But I think if you find something passionate, then it doesn't feel like it ends because you still have that want to get up, right? So that's my desire. One strange thing I've noticed, which is quite a funny thing, and it'd be interesting to hear what you say on this, is, and this shows you how indoctrinated we are in life and how people think you just need a job. Like, that is, if you don't have a job, then what, you're not being a human. I'll give you an example. So when I've told, my friends I've resigned, and I've not had a job for 2 months, they're at first like, oh, wow, good on you. Like, that, I'm really proud of you. That's awesome. And then they're like, okay, well, what are you doing now then? I go, I'm enjoying life. And they're like, but what job are you going to do? I go, I'm not. I'm going to enjoy life for a couple of months. And they're like, so you're job searching? I go, no, I'm just enjoying life. Like, what are you not getting here? I've just said it 5 times. They just don't get it. Like, that part of not having a job or looking for a job, it seems to stump people.
Do you think that that's maybe like potentially like financially, most people couldn't even take a month off work, without like rather they wouldn't think that it was possible. Like, they wouldn't think that you could save and get yourself into a position where you can do that. Like most people are like month to month, they're waiting for payday every month. Like, no mate, I can't go out for a drink this week because I'm waiting for payday. No, I can't XYZ because I'm waiting for payday. Do you think that plays a part?
I think it definitely will. It really saddens me that is the reality for a lot of people. You know, probably most people. You know, that saddens me. I guess I've just been very lucky in the opportunities I've had, and I've gotten to a position where I am okay financially, and it's okay. I'm doing this very tactically. I'm not losing lots of money. Like, it's very tactical what I'm doing. You know, I'm aware of when I need to start making money again. So yeah, no, I think that does play a part. That's fair. That is totally fair. I'm just sort of confused why people can't understand why someone can't get there. But it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. They can't. It's interesting when I look at their face, because when I eventually repeat it 6 times and they finally understand it, everyone just sort of stares at me for just a couple of seconds, and you can just see them sort of like try. I don't know what that means. Whether it means like it's kind of them acknowledging. So you're unemployed. So because usually if someone at a dinner table says I'm unemployed, good or bad, you do have preconceived notions of them. Like, that's just, it's very natural to have a preconceived thoughts on what that person might be like in life. And obviously my friends know who I am, they know I'm motivated and everything, so they don't have, you know, they know I'm not that, you know, preconceived thing. But I don't know, it seems like they just can't put 2 and 2 together. It seems to throw them. And it's got to a point where I get kind of fed up of the question, because I'm like, I've told you last time we spoke, like, I'm not looking for a job right now. I'll let you know when I start. And they just want to like understand why I'm not looking for a job. I'm like, dude, I'm fine. I'm being in the moment. I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm loving life right now. I just want to enjoy life and be here. Like, why can't I do that?
No, too right. I mean, how does it feel being in the moment?
Well, one, happier and less stressed are the biggest things. But I'll tell you something that has shocked me. I mean, the shock's maybe a bit far. Surprised me. And this is something you don't know.
Oh.
I felt a bit of a rebellious side.
Interesting. How so?
Which has kind of freaked me out a bit. Just because I'm like, oh, Scott, what's that mean? I don't know. There's just been moments where I've just been a bit more rebellious. I've not been doing anything illegal, let me make that clear, or doing anything insensitive. But just a bit more daring with things, a bit more rebellious, a bit more like, fuck it. And it's kind of taken me off guard. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Think of an example.
Oh, no, I'm going to have to think of an example. I know this sounds ridiculous. This probably isn't a good example at all, but driving. Like, I just feel like a bit more of not a dangerous driver, but a bit more of a risk taker driver, which does not sound good on paper at all. Maybe I just feel more confident in my driving, but I just feel like I'm being a bit more risky with my driving than I've usually been in the past. That seems like a bit of a weak reason. I'll be honest, I can't think of other specific things, and now this sort of falls this thing falls apart now, I feel. But
I don't think it falls apart.
I can.
You can't think of an example. Like,
No.
you'll think of 20 later, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's hard to think on the spot, isn't it? And I'll be honest, I didn't prepare for this question, but I can tell you there's a feeling in me that has felt a bit more rebellious in moments. It's felt a bit naughtier. Like, I felt more of an urge to like bite back at someone. And I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. I'm undecided, but it's surprised me. I don't think I've hurt anyone's feelings, you know, I've not lost any friends. I don't think I've done anything that's been major, but it's just something I've noticed and I don't know what to do with it.
Do you feel like, it sounds like a bit questioning authority, or like questioning rules, and like testing things out. Like you've always lived like pretty much everyone on this planet. That you get up, you go to work, you come home. You get up, you go to work, you come home. Like whether that's virtually or whatever. And now that you take, and that's you do your 9 to 5, whatever hours they are, and you've been in that routine for so many years. Do you think that it's through leaving that it's kind of triggered a want to see, and the fact that you've seen like an improvement in your health, your well-being, your happiness? Do you think that's like kind of triggered well, what else in my life am I doing that I'm doing because it's expected of me, but isn't actually serving me?
I think that's a very interesting summary, and you're very good at that. You're very good at bringing things together to gain clarity. Yeah, that seems logical to me, because you're right. Like, I really take health and happiness seriously, and to notice like real markers showing they're up, and just even the feelings are just up in a positive way. It does just naturally make you question things in life, and question exactly what you said. What am I doing that's expected of me versus what I want to do? I think that's a great way of summarizing it. I think that is likely it. And it scares me a little bit, because it then challenges things in my life. I don't know how far it would go. But if it is that, then I think it's good. But it feels to me that you've got to be careful with it. That's my feeling towards it. Is as good as it could be. If you lean into it too much, it might be a bit... I don't know what the word is there, but Susie?
I don't know, I'm thinking a bit of a slippery slope is the thing that...
Yeah, Susie Dent will give us the word. Slippery slope.
For our non-British listeners, Susie Dent is the woman on Countdown who knows all the words and has the dictionary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like it what you said there, like it could be a bit of a slippery slope where you think, well, you could go, well, if I don't have to have a job, then I don't have to engage with social norms, or I can just go out in my pants or naked and what, like there's, and go for your life and whatever in the right settings for those kinds of things. But what if I think it always boils down to, how do we know we're not a simulation, all this is fake, and like what does it, I think you can get yourself into a bit of a philosophical tizzy if you think, if you question everything, like it becomes like Matrix, isn't it?
I want to be careful of that, because I know when I've gone down the philosophical routes with you, it does put you in a tizzy. If when you get deep into it, you only have to have a half an hour conversation with someone who understands it, like yourself, and they can put you in a tizzy. Like, oh my goodness, you start questioning a lot. I got to be careful of that. This is why I'm kind of scared about it. I've actually just thought of another example. I've noticed I've become a little less patient with people. No, and I think it's for kind of the good. It's not less patient in, if someone's actually like struggling with something. I don't mean that. I mean for like things that annoy me, like moaning or being sarcastic. And I don't want to name names, but there are some people I know who are very sarcastic and very negative all the time. And they moan about everything. And I lost it with this person. I sort of snapped because, I just listen and listen and listen. I try to just give everyone an ear, but I could feel myself vibrating. I just couldn't. It was just hours and hours of them just talking about everything wrong in their life, and just moaning out the most just meaningless shit about a job they had at like 17 and this injustice that happened, which was just minute and it was just loads of these little things, and I was just like, shut the fuck up, like just stop moaning. Why do you care about these things? Like, just dude, you need to look at life more positively. Looking back at it, I feel bad about that, but I don't know. Maybe like what you said, I'm understanding these things and their impact on me now. And I'm saying, like, you know, that's impacting me. And like sarcasm's another thing I really, you know, a bit of sarcasm's funny, sure. But you know, the people who are like sarcastic to everything. I've got a friend like that. And it just grinds me. So I said someone else close to me is like that, but I won't name it. But that irritates me. Someone who's sarky all the time.
Yeah.
Like, just for no reason. Like, dude, I just asked you a simple question. I just asked you to help me with something. You just give me a really sarky answer. Like, dude, I just wanted some help with this. Like, it was a simple. Like, don't. So, yeah, that's another example I've noticed.
Yeah. Well, I think that's good. I mean, it sounds like you're creating more time for the things that serve you and cutting out time for the things that don't.
Good. Look at that. Susie again.
Well, I'm conscious of the time
I know.
on the episode, but I think that was a really good insight into what it can be like to leave like a long-term position and to leave on good terms.
Yeah,
Leave
great terms, great
for
company,
good
great
reasons.
people. Yeah.
Because usually, you know, people leave a job for another job.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the most important thing that you can do in life is like take care of yourself and spend time with doing the things that you want to do with the people you want to do them with. And not enough people do that. So I think that was a really good summary of your experience so far. What I'd like to know now, Scott, is what is the weirdest thing that you've heard about this week?
That is a segment we have for any listeners that haven't been here before. We have two segments. Yes, Scott's WTF of the week. Every week the world gets a little weirder. Let's talk about the strangest thing that went down this week. And I can guarantee you, this is going to get you angry.
Angry?
Yeah. This is going to start boiling people's blood.
Interesting.
Right. Ready for... If you don't know about this, you're about to be shocked, I can assure you. And I can almost guarantee the listeners right now, it affects you.
I've not even read ahead, so I don't even know what you're going to say.
No, you don't. So, the EU, full of many countries, actually plan to actually bring out an interesting new act. And this has already happened in 19 countries in the EU. 19. This is a plan, and this is real, to scan all private messages on WhatsApp, Signal and Telegram, as well as many others apps. So currently, obviously, WhatsApp's USP is encrypted messages. No one can see it. That's like one of its USPs and why a lot of people use it.
That's the unique selling point.
Yes, of course. So this 19 countries already in the EU has passed this, so they can now scan private messages on WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, all the many chatting platforms. What they're pitching is the reason why they're doing it is to detect child sexual abuse material, which is obviously a horrific thing.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Okay, but let's get into it. So what they're planning to, what they already are doing in many countries, they're scanning messages before the encryption, effectively weakening the end-to-end encryption. So any message that you converse on these will be seen by these governments, and they will have all this information on you. They'll know what you're speaking about. So obviously the critics are warning of mass surveillance, serious privacy and security risks, and it's crazy. The UK have also started this process. They enacted it in 2023, and there was a petition of 500,000 plus signatures, which is way more than what you need. I think it's 100,000 you need
Yeah.
for it to be looked at. And the government's response is there's no plans to repeal and saying it's vital for online safety. So they basically just dismissed this petition. They've not taken it and discussed it openly. They've dismissed, which is a normal legal process for us to, that we have in board to make sure that things like this don't go through. So, again, it's framed as it's looking to scan messages for, sexual abuse, child trafficking photos, which is, again, that is horrific. But, this is where some people, I'm either going to have them on board or not have them on board. I think that's also the greatest message to go with to get this passed.
Yeah. So, like, they're using that as a... is it a scapegoat? I don't know. Saying that, we're only looking for this. Oh, but if we also found out that you'd been XYZ, then, well, oops, I guess the law was passed so we could find it.
Exactly. And who, with any influence, it's the easiest thing to do, what's the word, to spoil their brand. There'll be a word for that. Tarnish their brand. Thank you, Susie. If anyone with influence comes out and says, I'm against this, and let's say they make points on, not about the child abuse, but about this is because it affects, our privacy.
Yeah.
This could also leak messages from things. It could be, it's an invasion of privacy. Let's say they give lots of great points where I go, oh, that's interesting. It is so easy for the government or for the press to spin it into X person says no to stopping child abuse.
Yeah, totally.
It's just there so easily to do. The second anyone with influence goes against this, that is why again, I'm not trying to bring that issue down. That's what I believe. As a marketer, I know what you need to do with these things.
Yeah.
And I see that as an scapegoat. They're using that, whilst that may be a core reason for it, and if it does go through, which I don't agree with, I hope they do catch these fuckers. But there will be a percentage that I believe where it's not about this, where it's actually just about having more surveillance on the world.
Yeah.
Which I'm not comfortable with.
Well, no, it's like 1984, isn't it? Big Brother is watching you. And I don't know, I'm kind of... I can understand why it's been passed and why they've said it, and that... Because, things like terrorism, that can go undetected because of encrypted messaging. So you can understand why they would want to do something that would allow them to, in certain situations, look at your messages. But again, it's another slippery slope, isn't it? How frequently. But then, I feel like if it saves one child, then it's worth it. It's such a difficult thing. It's a very contentious issue.
I agree. It's a difficult one, and because it's difficult, and because anything around child abuse, no one really touches it in politics. No one really touches it. Anyone with influence doesn't really vocally talk about it too much. We've seen the whole thing with Epstein. Everything's gone on there, and now Trump's doing everything in the world to shut that shit down.
Yeah.
People with influence don't like to have a lot of attention on it because I think it can just be spun in a really dark way really easily, and it can just kill their image. If there's any way to kill someone's brand quickly, it's something around this. You're not coming back from that. So that's my view on it, is that they've tactically chosen that personally just to surveil. I don't believe for a second that is the only thing that they're surveilling.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's a very interesting story. Very interesting indeed. And I will say, at the start, when he said about the European Union countries coming together for an act, I was thinking, in my head, I was like, oh, they're all going to perform on stage.
That would be, a different version of Eurovision.
It will be a different version of Eurovision. But yeah, interesting. Well, let's take a break from the chaos. Here's something to make you smile this week.
Shelby's good vibes only.
In a heartfelt and groundbreaking move, HMP Barlinnie, I think it's pronounced, in Scotland, has become the first prison worldwide to host the Healthy Dads, Healthy Kids programme. So that was originally developed in Australia within a prison setting. It wasn't originally in a prison setting, but this is the first place outside of Australia to do it, and to do it in a prison setting. So over 8 weeks, 15 fathers that are incarcerated at Barlinnie, along with their children aged 5 to 12, participated in weekly sessions. These started with discussions on positive parenting and raising healthy kids, followed by playful, active bonding using fundamental movements such as throwing, catching, bouncing, and even rough and tumble play. Sessions end with a meaningful twist, and the fathers and their children and a family member share a family-style meal together. And it's just, I think that this is such a lovely thing, because, you know, you think about people in prison and you think, like, I think a lot of people are like, oh, lock them up and throw away the key no matter what. But you've got to think about the impact that it has on everyone else around them. Like their child, like, you know, 5-year-old child to 12-year-old child, they're going to have known nothing about what their dad had done wrong, why they were taken away from them, you know, what could possibly be the reason that he's not there anymore and he's behind bars. And I think it's a real positive step towards prison reform and rehabilitating inmates as well, because if they're getting to see their family and see what it is, you know, that they would be doing outside those walls, I think it gives them something to hope for, something to aspire to. I just think it's really lovely. And one dad said, it's been great to reconnect with my son in a way you probably cannot even put into words. And another one said that just sitting down for a meal and using a table changed everything. It's just a small detail with a profound emotional impact.
That's so touching.
Isn't it?
I get really excited when I hear of more countries adapting their prisons to be more progressive. I think there's a couple of countries that have nailed this really well. And I've seen a couple of documentaries, specifically like Finland. They have some really progressive prisons. Some where their prison is basically like home. You know, they have kitchen supplies, they have access to knives, everything. They can cook, they can watch TV, they can even leave the prison and have a full-time job. And then they come back to the prison. They can go on dates and then they come back to the prison. That's where they stay. It's that level. And I know, you know, that might not work for everyone, but I really respect it when countries dare to question the status quo and, you know, try to just change it a bit and, you know, think, okay, how can we rehabilitate and make a difference here so those people can hopefully, rebuild their life again and rebuild other people's lives again.
Yeah.
Like their children, their mothers, their sisters, their wives, or husbands, whatever. So I that makes me really happy to see that, and I hope a documentary comes out to sort of show that off as well.
Absolutely. I was very happy that I came across the article about it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Well, I think now we ought to move on to our travel segment. I know we alluded to it at the start of the episode, but as we mentioned, we're in Hanoi, we're in Vietnam. It's the first time for either of us being in Vietnam. What would you say, Scott, is your first impression of this country?
Oh, wow. I've not thought about this, so it's hard. Well, it is. I'll tell you right off, I'm really enjoying it. What is my first impression of Vietnam? I'm actually going to go with how vegan friendly it is. Just because we've been to quite a few countries around here now, and it's not easy to be vegan. So yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised to how many restaurants have been. Like, it's not like, oh, there's 2 in the city. It's like, oh, literally if we walk down the street from our accommodation, there's 4.
Yeah, totally. And other places have options as well.
Yeah, and it's well detailed on other menus. I didn't know, and also they understand it. That has not been true of other countries. Like Japan, that wasn't true. Singapore, Thailand. Like, obviously some restaurants went, yeah, get it. But more, like, the average was like...
like, you can have fish or you can have egg.
Yeah.
You know.
So you can have fish. No, you can't have fish. Okay. So you can have milk. No, you can't have milk. And you have to sort of go through it a few times. Here, they go, yeah, get it.
Yeah.
No egg, no milk, no animal products. Here we go.
Yeah.
So I've been pleasantly surprised about that.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, and to be honest, I was supposed to come out to Vietnam 5 years ago in 2020, but I was supposed to come out and teach English, but then COVID happened, so I didn't end up coming. But at that time, my friend was living out here, and she'd mentioned that it was like a lot of that it wasn't super vegan friendly at the time, and it just seems to have like really taken off. So I think we've come at the right time, and we had
I
a
didn't
banging
know.
meal this morning.
Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah, we had massive... The spring rolls, they looked tiny on the menu, but they were massive in real life.
Phew.
They were 4 big... Quite
The
interesting.
summer rolls, like they're not the fried ones, but like the fresh ones with salad.
Yeah, I like them. Especially earlier in the day.
Yeah, 'cause it's light, it's refreshing, but filling, but you don't feel stodgy.
No, and it's got a great crunch.
Yeah. And we had some interesting... I had a normal Vietnamese coffee, you had an avocado coffee.
I had an avocado coffee, which I never knew was a thing.
It was really good though.
Yeah, it was great.
So yeah, so far the food's been great and vegan friendly. It's an interesting first impression.
It is. What's your first impression, my darling?
Straight away, how similar it is to Bali, and a little bit Thailand as well, but mostly Bali.
I can see that.
Like, you've got the sort of Buddhist statues, the architecture's really similar, the mopeds everywhere.
Yeah.
The vegan friendliness. I would say ease for the Westerner. I don't think it's overly Westernised, but like, I think it's very easy for us. Everywhere's had an English menu. We've been able to, even if we weren't understood, like, people just naturally get out their phone to translate as well, like they're used to it.
Yeah, they're really quick, aren't they?
Yeah,
and
they
most
are on
people
it.
speak great English.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that, and I'm really enjoying it also so far. Very, very much comfortable. And can we just take a moment to appreciate how good I've been at navigating? Like, because I looked on Google Maps before we got it,
Yes,
and
yes.
like, I'd looked up restaurants in the area and like, as we were walking about without Google Maps, I was like saying to Scott, oh yeah, that one there does this, and oh, that's the vegan fast food place. Oh, just around the corner it's a Mexican. And I've obviously never been, but it's it feels like walking around Bali, which I know Ubud quite well. So I've been a few times, and it really felt like that. It felt like already I feel comfortable here. I feel at ease. I feel like I don't really need to. I know that everything we need is available to us.
Yeah, I think everything easily accessible, and it did feel like when I was following you as if you'd been here before. You really knew the lay of the land. I think we're in a good spot. Locals are lovely.
Yeah.
We've got a beautiful view of, I don't know what the water's called, but the sea, I guess.
West Lake, I think.
West Lake. It's a lake.
It's a lake, yeah.
All right.
Massive lake.
Blooming giant. I thought it was the sea.
We're in Tejo,
well,
which is a very large area.
Absolutely ginormous then. Yeah, stunning.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening to us. Hopefully we're not too jet lagged sounding. I'm going to have to do some adjustments, I think, to the sound levels because of the room and because of our energy, but energy rather. But thank you very much. Please do like, subscribe, share the episode. If you know someone going to Vietnam, just share this with them. Or if they're thinking about leaving their job, also. You see, we've got something for everyone.
We do. We really do.
And please also rate us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast.
Amazing. Yeah, please do. It really, really helps.
Okay, another adventure wrapped up.
But the journey never ends.
Keep your bags packed for the next one, and remember, when in doubt, just say
Yalla Habibi. See you next time.